I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Um, well, his mass deportation is pretty good, right? His abortion laws are pretty tough. So yeah,
Okay.
I could not support Kamala in any way.
Kamala, why so?
Really disingenuous, honestly, lying about her accent. Um, didn't have enough. Honestly, it's not her fault, but didn't have enough time to let people know what her policies were. Um, I just can't get behind the Democratic Party that wants Brigo Garcia, MS-13 gang member, who beats his wife back in the country.
I'm sorry, there's no evidence that Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 gang member. And like I don't think that you're justified in making that assertion. You're saying that literally a year after all of those claims have been disproven, after claiming that Kamala Harris was disingenuous for her accent, which by the way, that's her engaging in code switching, which is an understandable thing for a Black American to do, given the level of racism that Black Americans
Listen, you
go
can call it
through.
whatever you want.
Right? You understand that code switching is a survival mechanism, right, for
You can call it
individuals in
whatever
those
you want, but it's still
circumstances. So
disingenuous.
the idea that you would portray her as disingenuous because of that, I think is one, absurd, and two, isn't reflective of her actual character. And then three, if you actually cared about someone being disingenuous, you'd probably point to the fact that Donald Trump is quite literally the most disingenuous person that you could possibly support in this context. Would you like to go through the specific examples?
No, because I know that would be coming from a mouth from a
I
liberal.
think they lose the
I'm not even
Cardinal.
surprised.
Okay, so you're not even willing to engage with anything that a liberal is saying just because they're liberal? That sounds very intellectual.
You just want to move past all my points. Go ahead. Go ahead, Parker.
Which points did I move past? I addressed all
Go
of
ahead,
them.
Parker. Go ahead, Parker.
What points did I not address, sir?
You addressed them, but you didn't let me respond to it. But go ahead.
I'm letting you respond right now. Go for it.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me how Donald Trump's disingenuous.
I literally was giving you time to respond. You go ahead. I'm going to wait for you to respond because you're crashing out. It's okay.
I'm not crashing. What?
Just go ahead. Explain.
Yeah, so he had MS-13, right, written on his knuckles. When Abrego Garcia's wife was asked about it,
Wait,
she didn't even say.
Is that true, or was that just a claim that was made by people on social
pretty
media
sure that
because they
was
saw a photoshopped image?
I'm pretty sure that was true.
What's your source?
I don't have a direct source.
You don't have a direct source? Is it just trust me, bro? Please, just trust me. Hey, everybody, I'm going to make this claim, and I'm just going to tell people to trust me. And then that's enough evidence for me.
I'll encourage all your viewers to go look it up.
Wait, no, why don't you just look it up yourself and then provide a source for us?
I don't have my ducks in a row before I hopped in here. I don't have
I'll give you time to go find it. Go for it.
Oh my God, no. Okay, fine. Dude, Jesus Christ.
You want to go find it? It's fine. I'll give you time. Go ahead.
No, dude. You know, I'll give you that. You like the hard part points. No, I'll give you that. Jesus. All right. Yeah. Nasty.
You'll give me that, so you're wrong. Okay, that's good. You said mass deportation. So, can you name a mass deportation policy of Trump's that you like?
He didn't run on a specific policy. He ran on mass deportation or mass deporting, which I agree with. Right. So.
Okay. So, what particular policy?
I just said he didn't have a policy. You listening, Parker?
No policies? Okay, so let me just clarify.
I don't know why you always have to, like, yes, you've encountered the one person who knows he doesn't have a policy. You don't have to act all surprised.
So then what is he doing to reduce the level of immigration to our country?
Mass deporting, making it known that if you come here illegally, you will be deported, right? Scaring them away, which I agree with, right?
That happened under the Biden administration, then scaring them away? How is he scaring them away, under your view?
Well, it's a really big talking point throughout the probably globe, I'd assume, right? Like a bunch of eyes. He's just making it known that he's deporting. Okay. Even if you don't have a violent criminal record, he is deporting you, which I agree with.
That was happening prior to. But he's proportionally going after individuals who don't have a violent or serious offense to a greater extent. So you can make that point, but that's not good.
That's the point I just made, and I do think it's good.
Why is that good?
National security. We need to know who's in our country. Um, Higher wages for blue collar workers.
Do you think a bipartisan border bill would help that?
I think Biden's
Because Donald
bipartisan
Trump
border
called
bill.
for people in Congress to undermine that very bill.
I don't actually mind the bipartisan border bill, but I think the way Trump is doing it isn't too bad either. And I know you support mass amnesty, correct?
Yes, for undocumented immigrants who have not committed a violent or serious offense.
So why didn't Biden or Obama try to implement that in their
I am not
presidencies?
saying they agree with me on immigration.
They're Democrats, correct?
Yeah, but doesn't mean they agree with
So
me
why
totally
did
on
they not?
immigration.
All right,
Do you
there you
think all
go.
Democrats have agreeing positions? That there's no disagreement amongst Democrats?
When did I ever say that, Parker? Jesus Christ, I just can't listen. No, I never said that. I'm saying why is because what did Obama run on? Something else, and then Biden ran on the bipartisan border bill, which got shut down. But it seems like most liberals agree with mass amnesty. Why is that not been implemented yet? Is what I'm trying to ask.
So why has that not been implemented? Because it's not a policy that's typically supported by politicians who are Democratic yet. Right? Like it's
Exactly.
more
So
likely to be supported by Democratic politicians, but there's not enough Democratic politicians and Republican politicians that have come together to be able to pass legislation like this. Does that make
so
sense?
that puts so in my mind that says mass deportation is more achievable. Mass deporting all illegal migrants are is more achievable than mass amnesty. That's what that puts in my mind,
So
right?
just because something's more achievable doesn't mean it's a better policy. I'm talking about what's the best policy. Secondly, if we want to talk about in terms of,
Well, actually,
wait, hold on, let me just clarify. In terms of mass deportation, I don't think that that's been beneficial, and I think that a transitionary period to a mass amnesty would be preferable, like we've had historically. Just because we haven't done that previously, right, within the context of the United States, just recently, doesn't mean that it's not something within the capacity of what we can do within America. It's stuff that's happened before. Even Republican candidates in the past, like Reagan, had a mass amnesty policy. Okay, this is something that's been supported across the board. Okay,
oh,
it's
so
since 2016
Republicans
that Donald Trump has
agree with mass
changed
amnesty.
the rhetoric surrounding immigration, right? And I think that is incredibly bad and harmful to our politics in general. And I would say that it doesn't. It's not just Trump. There is a period after like the 2000s and whatnot where that started happening to a greater extent on both sides, and that was slightly more true before Trump even got into politics, but it wasn't anywhere near the same extent.
Okay, I would like to make a point. Just because it is more achievable, I think that if they're both trying to establish the same goal, right? The one that's more achievable is obviously the better option,
No,
correct?
no, no. I think the Democrats' goal is more achievable. That in terms of getting people to be able to work together to get a bill done, right? I don't think that Donald Trump has had any achievable goal, right? It's literally
I,
him just like apparently engaging in rhetoric. Under your view, is his policy. Now I can tell you things that he's actually done under his administration. They have limited the amount of training that ICE undergoes from over
I'll crash you.
150
I'll
days to
crash you.
47 days. They have specifically allowed for ICE to detain individuals based upon and using race as a means and other considerations in order to be able to detain someone, right? And that's also been determined by courts to be applicable in circumstances just based upon solely race, right? And that's how they've been utilizing it. Not only the fact that they did that, but they also have been allowing for ICE to not use judicial warrants when searching and seizing people's houses. Okay? These are policy changes that I think make the conditions in this country worse off as it relates to those particular types of programs. Those are policies he's done relating to immigration. Do you think that's better for the country?
I think it's morally just for the country. Have you heard of? Have
So
you
wait,
heard of?
wait, can you acknowledge now that he does have policy? Because when you first addressed this, you
No,
said
he
he actually didn't have
what?
any policies.
He doesn't have. Wait. Where in that statement did you imply that I think he has a policy? No, he. That's just a fact that he didn't run on a specific border policy.
Oh, he didn't run on a specific border policy. I agree with
He
you.
ran on mass
Yeah, but
deportation.
I asked you what policy of his you supported because we're a year and a half into his administration. You can point to
Just
something
like
you agree
any
with.
policy.
Yeah, any policy of his that you agreed with. That's what I asked you for immigration. You literally responded like that.
Have you heard of the Smart Wall map?
The smart what?
Please search that up. Smart Wall map.
Okay,
Southern border.
why?
It's basically in improving the southern border, putting more cameras, enhancing. Hold on. I'm surprised you haven't heard about this.
Yeah, what is this supposed to? What are you trying to show us? These are just planned, awarded, and under construction.
Yeah, this is something he's trying to achieve. It's going to lock down the southern border more.
Yeah, and how much has been done so far?
Well, I understand it's not completed, but hey, there's something. What you want it completed?
Well, yeah,
You
if
want
you
something
look at
that
the
he
completed
influenced?
sector, it's a really small percent. It's a
Mm,
really small percent of it that's completed.
so why should we doubt that then? Why does that lower the credibility?
Like, dude, how many years has it been? It's been a decade since he got into politics. He said he was going to build this big, beautiful wall, actually, this big, beautiful wall like you've never seen
This
before.
is
And it's actually
different
going to be
from the
so
wall.
amazing and it's going to prevent all immigration from coming to this country. And apparently, he's prevented the immigration from happening without the wall because this wall is not completed, bro.
You
And he
can
said that the
actually
border is secure. So apparently, he actually proved himself wrong when he first ran that you can secure the border without a wall.
hold on. The smart wall map is different from his original building of the wall. If you go to cbp.gov,
Yeah, this is on cbp.gov.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that right now. And if you look at completed aspects of the wall, it's only a very small portion of the wall that's completed.
So why should we doubt that then? Just because there's a small proportion.
Why
Like
should what? Why should we doubt it? Because he said he was going to build this wall, and through 2 terms so far, he hasn't been able to
this
do it.
Parker, this is different from his original build the wall. This is completely separate. This is just enhancing security on the southern border.
No, it talks about the U.S. border wall. What are you talking about? The primary and secondary wall.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
Have you even clicked on the one thing you're referencing?
I have. Wait, I've read this. Wait, you didn't even know what this was. I'm trying to educate
Yeah, and
you
I'm
about it.
looking at it right now, and that's what it says. It literally talks about the wall, and you're acting like it doesn't talk about the wall that exists. And the
You're-
funny point that I was
you're
pointing out
speak-
to is that literally they aren't even close to finishing the wall.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I still don't know why that's a bad thing.
What do you mean? No, Trump said he was going to build the wall, make Mexico pay for it, right?
Buddy, but this
That's
is
not what he
different than
said?
this is different than him building the wall. This is completely different. Stop
Okay,
bringing.
what is different? What's the relevance of you bringing this up?
This is a long-term border solution.
The wall?
Yeah, enhancing security
That they
on the southern
haven't
border.
built
Would you
yet?
not agree?
So
Are you
let me
gonna keep bringing
let
that
me
up?
just clarify. Do you think the bipartisan border bill would have enhanced security? Because I just want to clarify, in the compromising of the bill, it would have built more wall than Trump ever built under his entire administration. So that's how fucking
the
useless
bipartisan
Trump is.
border bill
In
was
over a
meant to-
decade of time, he hasn't been able to get his main fucking thing he ran on first originally, was building this fucking wall. Like, how embarrassing is that, bro?
The bipartisan border bill. Wait. The bipartisan border bill built some of the wall. I thought that just added courts.
Yes,
and
it
judges.
actually did. It would have built more wall than Trump ever built under his administration because that was
Yes,
a
yeah, I agree with-
compromise that Democrats were willing to give up in the bill in order to be able to increase the speed of immigration processes such as asylum.
So what's your point with that statement? What are you asking me? Because this is
The point that I was making is that Donald Trump undermined this bipartisan border negotiation because he didn't want the Democrats to get a win. So he cared more about running on this being an issue than actually providing a solution for the conditions of the border.
we have to look to the future, right? There's no point in looking to the
What's
past.
the bill
No,
he's
wait,
passed?
wait.
When he said he was going to get a bill when he got in office, and that's why he disagreed with the bill at that time. What bill has he got since he got in office?
I guess.
Wait,
I
he
guess
hasn't?
None. I guess none. But
Oh,
hold
okay.
on,
So
like,
then, like, it seems like he lied, and you
You-
bought the lies.
you think politicians tell the truth, Parker?
I think that Trump lies a lot more than other politicians. Like, for example, Kamala Harris. I doubt you could mention more than one thing that you would consider to be a lie.
Let me think. I
Go
know
ahead.
one. I know one. I'm not gonna bring up her accent, even though
That's
I
not
would
a lie.
consider- I would consider that disingenuous.
How is it? How is it? It's code switching. It's literally a survival mechanism against
You
things
can
like
call
racism.
it whatever you want. Hey, you can call it whatever you want.
That's exactly what it is.
You can call it that. Still disingenuous.
How?
But because what does code switching even mean? That doesn't even sound like a real thing. How
It
does
is a
your
real thing.
accent-
It is a real
how does your
thing.
accent change just because you're with a familiar group of people?
So it's specifically that in situations in which you're like in a public that is going to be generally around white people, you're going to change the way that you speak in order to be able to survive within that particular community, right? Because within that community, if you use the particular typical way that you speak, right, it could inevitably lead to you being disenfranchised. Like,
Yeah, I also
I
just
don't think
think
that's disingenuous for someone to do that in a survival mechanism. Seriously, you're being ridiculous.
I'm being ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're being ridiculous. Yes.
But you won't accept a smart wall map. How
That,
it's a
but
good long-term
I actually
solution.
I referenced it and I literally showed how it actually shows how Trump's been literally utterly useless. And then again, you have yet to prove that she's
Useless.
lied. Nate, what are these lies? I'm waiting.
Useless. He dropped
What are
illegal
these
policies
lies
by
that she engages in?
90%,
Wait, hold up,
buddy.
pause. What are these lies that she engages in? Tell me.
Lies. Well, does her sleeping her way to does he sleeping her way when she was in San Francisco count?
She did not sleep her way to the top one. Two, as it relates to this, that's not disingenuous or a lie on her behalf. That would be a misogynistic system and structure that would cause her to have to do that in the first place. That's not her being disingenuous or lying in that circumstance. And to blame a woman that would be in a situation like that, because that would be the only way they could possibly get into power in America, would be the most absurd thing to say. Assuming that what you were saying was true, but acknowledging the fact that there's no fucking evidence to justify this all, and it's some bullshit claim literally just because she's a woman, right? And I'm just gonna say you have no fucking evidence for that. You're literally just saying that for no reason, and you wouldn't apply that same reasoning to any fucking man. I mean, do you want to bring up the rumors of how Donald Trump blew Bubba in order to be able to?
I am not.
And that Putin has those videos. Do you want to bring those up? Do you believe those to be true?
Who is
because you're
Bubba?
believing rumors.
Okay, I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm unfamiliar. I don't know who Bubba is. I want to make
It's
this
a
clear,
code
I'm
name
not
for it's a code name for either Bill Clinton or Ghislaine Maxwell's horse.
So okay, I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm not really educated in that. What do you still want? Lies that she told?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I have it in my mind. Okay. You know, you little liberal. I'm gonna give this one to you too. I can't name a lie off the top of my head.
Yeah, you're struggling.
Right, go ahead. Name a lie that Trump has told. Name
Oh
an
yeah, like the
actual-
election was stolen in 2020 with absolutely no evidence when 60 plus courts proved him wrong, that he didn't cheat on his wife when he paid hush money to Stormy Daniels and falsified business records to hide that so the story wouldn't come out to affect his election prospects.
They changed that to a misdemeanor. No, who else has been
It was
charged?
a felony because of the predicate crime.
The predicate crime.
Yes.
Because he was in
Because he was committing this crime in furtherance of another one, yeah. You just don't know how New York state law works relating to this. That's why the court made a determination that it was a felony, that it was 34 felonies, not misdemeanors. You think the court doesn't know this?
I don't think you're that educated on the New York court system either.
I think I'm more educated than you.
Probably on that specific topic.
Yeah,
but
I would
back
think
to
so.
the whole point. Back to the whole point. Yes, he's good for the border. He's better for the border than Kamala would have been. That's my
Kamala.
point.
Okay, but like, how does that provide any material benefit to your life? And I would say he's worse for the border. Because they're not going after people who are a threat to safety and security to our population to a greater extent. They're not trying to make legal processes go quicker, which would address the conditions of the border to a greater extent than what Donald Trump's proposing.
If you had
And
a
also,
house,
I would say that Democrats are more likely to get shit done. Like, and actually work with the other side to do shit in Congress. Donald Trump does not care about working with the other side to get things done. All he cares about is just throwing out 1 million executive orders, acting like he's the greatest in the world, saying that America is great right now, even though basically every economic metric has become worse off since Trump got in office because of his own actions, whether it be the war with Iran that he started or literally imposing tariffs, which the Federal Reserve report came out recently said that we'd be below pre-pandemic levels of inflation if Donald Trump never imposed these tariffs in the first place.
riddle me this, Parker. How did he start the war? Riddle me that.
How did he start the war? Because he decided to strike Iran with Israel on behalf of Netanyahu.
Wait. So did he get us involved in the war, or did he start the war?
Both.
Those are two separate different things, Parker.
What? He involved us in the war by starting
Israel and Iran were already in a war. You can't start a war that's already happened.
No. He started the war with Iran, or not with Israel. Sorry. They were U.S.-Israeli attacks.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure Israel attacked Iran before that. Like.
Wait, you're saying like months prior? So did the U.S. Do you not remember the operation?
He didn't
Do you
start
not remember Midnight Hammer?
No,
Thank you
I
for that
actually don't
mustache.
remember that.
You don't?
I actually
Okay,
don't
that's
remember
fine.
that.
Well, we
Okay,
did that
all right.
strike on their nuclear enrichment facilities about a year ago, and the director of national intelligence went in front of Congress and wrote a statement to Congress indicating that there's no U.S. intelligence, that they've been building up their nuclear program since the beginning, or since the original strikes about a year ago. So the idea that they're an imminent nuclear threat is just simply not true. And they give the Lewis the card. Thank
They
you.
had hidden enriched uranium though, so yeah,
What do you mean?
they had hidden uranium.
In those
Um,
bunkers where we literally blew them up?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so we already destroyed that about a year ago.
This whole thing started in February, right?
Yes, the end of February.
I still think it was good because Iran is a terrorist country. I don't know why you're trying to defend Iran either.
I'm
That's
not.
another way to.
I'm not. I'm just saying that makes no sense that we're going to war. Because I
So
think
would
it's
you
put us
rather?
in a worse off position on a global stage. It's destroyed our relationships with our allies. It's caused gas prices and grocery prices to go up. It's decreased
The
economic
president's
growth.
don't control
For
gas
what?
prices.
What objectives have
Trump
we met with
didn't.
this war?
Um. Well, we're trying to get regime change.
That's not happening.
We're trying to get there.
Not happening.
What do you mean it's not happening?
They have not even gotten close to regime change. How are you going to destroy the IRGC? Let me know. What's the plans? Because I would love to know. I hate the IRGC, right? I don't like them. I think they're horrible and oppressive. Tell me how you're going to
why
do
are you
this.
defending them?
What is the plan?
Wait, why are you defending them if you hate them?
I'm not defending them. Versus the confetti. How are you taking what I'm saying right now to be defending the IRGC?
Because you're saying it was a bad decision to try and stop Iran's terrorist nature, because they're a terrorist country.
If you want to prevent them from getting nuclear weapons, the JCPOA that Obama set up did that for a longer period of time and increased the likelihood that we'd be able to continue that negotiation.
They could have still been building nukes with the JCPOA. We don't know.
No evidence of that. We had IAEA inspectors that had
Yeah,
the
there's no
ability
evidence,
to go
but
in.
they could have. It probably wasn't.
What evidence do you have of that? Absolutely
they-
jack
I'm
shit.
saying-
Nothing.
I'm saying they could have. Stop crashing. Stop crashing.
I'm not crashing out. I'm just saying you had nothing for evidence.
I'm saying they could have. Like, we don't know. I like to take my chances on just blowing them up, right? I don't know if that's a far right statement, right? I don't care. They're a terrorist country.
Okay, so you want to start a war with them, and what are your goals of preventing them from having that particular regime? Because you could say that, and also, by your argument here would then mean that we shouldn't have made an agreement with the Taliban. Wait, under your view, Trump shouldn't have.
In power.
Go ahead.
So now you want the IRGC in power.
No.
So why do you just ask me what's the point of us trying to achieve regime change?
No, I said, what's the plan, genius?
Genius. Clearly the war, right? We're probably gonna do the same thing we did with Venezuela. We took out their
they didn't
king.
change the regime with Venezuela either.
But now they're under our rule. So
Not really. So you're just saying we're gonna forever be involved? We're gonna forever have a blockade?
I'm fine with that. They have a lot of.
We're forever at war with Iran. That's
Probably
what this guy
not.
wants.
Hey, you may think I'm stupid, but I know the facts. Right? Trump's approval rating is really low, and I'm not denying that a Democrat probably will win the next presidential election, and they can do whatever they want with Venezuela. So no, we're not going to be in power forever, right? But I do think it is
No, but that's what you want. I'm asking what you want, dude. If you were in
Yeah,
power forever, you would keep us at war forever?
No.
So then what's the goal? Changing
are
the
you saying we're
regime,
still-
setting
are
up a
you
new
saying we're
one,
still
and
in a war with
then trying to
Venezuela?
establish a presence for them and then leaving? How'd that work in
Are you-
Afghanistan?
Hold on. Are you saying we're still
Answer
in a war
the question. How did that work in Afghanistan?
3 million dead, 20 years of endless war.
And who's running Taliban right now? Or sorry, who's running right now? The Taliban.
Well, yeah, we probably.
So
we,
what? So we didn't get anything from that. All we
Wait,
did
so are
was
you-
cause death, destruction, and we literally didn't even create better conditions.
Well, are you saying wait? Are you saying we're still in a war with Venezuela? Is that what you're saying? Because you're saying
Well, we're still engaging in acts of war through blockade.
I wouldn't consider that war. Even
Blockade
you,
is an act of war.
can you admit that we're in control of Venezuela essentially?
No,
No.
no, I don't think we are.
Oh,
I think
come
Trump
on,
likes to
dude.
think he is.
Come on. You can never just agree on something. Always
Yeah,
gotta be a
because I'm not
separate-
going to just say things that are stupid. The reason why you can't get me to agree on these things is because they're straight up delusional. Like, maybe
You want the IRGC in
find a
power?
coherent point and you'll get me to agree.
Find a coherent point.
Yes, find a
Um,
coherent point and I'll finally agree.
Project Warp Speed was pretty tough.
Yeah, I like Operation Warp Speed.
All right, we're making common ground. But
You
you
see
want
what I
the
mean? There's a coherent point.
Yeah, but okay. So you essentially want the IRGC in power. That's what you're saying.
Nope,
You're
I do not want them in power. But I realize there's nothing that we can do in terms of military intervention that will prevent them from being in power that would be useful or beneficial.
Let me ask you this. Wait. There's nothing we can do to stop the IRGC from being in power. Well,
I
so you
mean,
just
I mean, let me know. I would love to know the plan. I'm waiting.
so would your plan be to just pull out and let the IRGC rule Iran forever? I
Dude,
thought
I
the
don't know
left
what
was
we can
about,
do. So I don't think military intervention should be used because I don't think it's been effective. So you tell me, what should we do?
Well, my plan was military intervention, honestly, but okay, this is probably just gonna be a agree to disagree point.
So like, I'm just
I-
asking, like, what do you
I
do?
don't
You
like
want to do
Iran.
boots on the ground?
No, that's very dangerous.
Why not? Wouldn't that be necessary for regime change? How the hell are you gonna get regime change without boots on the ground? That's nonsense.
we can let Israel put boots on the ground, which they already have.
Okay, let Israel do it. Let Israel do
Dude,
all
I don't,
boots on
dude,
the
I
ground.
don't like Israel either. I don't like Netanyahu. Well,
Wait, I
don't
have a
like
question.
Netanyahu either.
Would you enlist to be on those front lines? Because you
Would
supported
I
this
enlist to
war.
be on the front lines of Iran? In the way they are putting it, no. But I understand you're
not?
trying to get a quick gotcha. I understand you're trying to get a quick gotcha.
But why not?
Because I don't want to die. Wow. You heard it
Wow,
here.
that's
Please
an interesting point
hard
there.
to get a job is
So
laughing
maybe
because I don't
you
want
should
to die.
No, maybe you should think that's also true about other people. The point I'm trying to get you to realize is that that's true for other people, and you're willing to risk others' lives, right, for something that we're not getting any objectives from. Literally, unless you're involved, like we were during World War II with the level of military involvement that we're involved, you're not going to get fucking regime change, dude. This is nonsense. Why do you keep arguing this? We've seen the U.S. involve ourselves over the past few decades in trying to do regime change, right? Especially since World War II. We've been fucking horrible at it, okay? We've been absolutely atrocious. The success rate is dog shit, dude. At this point, you've got to realize that we are a horrible military presence around the world and that we need to stop doing this shit because it's not good for people around the world. It's not good for our interests. It's leading to us going massively in debt. It's destabilizing our relationships with countries all around the world.
Jesus, you speak a lot.
I'm not even saying that much. I probably spoke for a minute and a half maximum.
Jesus, I already forgot your point. You spoke so much, but my point essentially, I would agree. I'm going to say, we achieved technically regime change in Venezuela, even though the president is still. Hold on.
We did it.
We're under. How are we not under rule of Venezuela? We have them by the.
Okay, if we fully control Venezuela, why are we keeping the same leaders in power? Why didn't we instill the people who were elected? Truly.
I can't answer that. Neither can you. You can't. This is something.
You said we have total control. You said we have total control. So why not? Why can't we just impose the people who won? Why haven't we held an election yet? We've had enough time to run an election. Why haven't we done that?
I didn't say total control.
Oh, we don't have control. Okay.
No, I said we essentially.
Walk back.
Buddy. Okay. We got off topic.
We're off topic now. Yeah, true.
Trump's better for the border than Kamala. Higher wages for blue collar workers.
Now he's pivoting back to the border. By the way, which he didn't know a single policy of earlier. I had to tell him the policies relative to the border.
What policy did you tell me?
Specifically, you said that there were no policies. right,
I know the
for immigration
bipartisan
and the
border
border.
bill.
And then I specifically brought up the fact that they have allowed for racial profiling. They have specifically allowed for you to use just administrative warrants, not judicial warrants, to search and seize people's properties. Right? Those are examples of policies that I gave you that you didn't even know about prior.
Hold on.
They also changed the amount of training of ICE agents from 150 days plus to 47 days.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. No, I'll admit. But desperate times call for desperate measures, right?
Yeah, you guys are fear-mongering about immigration. You have no clue the meaningful impact that would have on the country, and our country is irreparably worse off because Trump is in office in terms of our democracy, our rights, our economic freedom, our economy as a whole, right? Practically everything about this country is worse off since Trump got in office.
Fear-mongering. Have you heard of Lincoln Riley?
Talk about fear-mongering. Go for it, yeah.
No, I'm fear-mongering.
Yes, I have heard about Lincoln Riley.
I'm not
from a million different Trump supporters just like yourself who are spewing the same talking point.
Parker, let me speak. I'm not fear-mongering if the fear is rational. It's a rational fear that I want to know who's in my country. The blood of Lincoln Riley is on your hands. I'm looking at you, Parker.
What? You said it's on my hands? You think the blood of Lincoln Riley is on my hands? You're a fucking nutcase, dude. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about. What do you mean it's on my hands? Shut the fuck up, dude. This is literal virtue signaling bullshit, dude. It's unbelievable. That is such an irrational point of view to say that blood is on my hands because I want there to be more legal immigration. I want there to be mass amnesty for undocumented immigrants who haven't committed a violent or serious offense. And anyone who has committed a violent or serious offense like that, I want them to be deported from the country. And I think that we should be spending more of our time for law enforcement on individuals like that than those that are just coming to the country that are not a threat to the safety and security of our population. I think my process vets more people. I think my process goes after people who are the worst to a greater extent and isn't okay with an adjudicated rapist in the Oval Office, by the way. So talk about the blood being on my hands. You're fucking embarrassing. That's so ridiculous.
Couldn't even remember when it happened. Dress didn't come out 2 years earlier when she stated it. Around when it happened.
The dress had already come out. You have no clue what you're talking about. It came out in the 80s. She did know when it happened, 1995 to 1996. Tell me, what dressing room, what store did it happen in?
Wow. Okay, no, I know it, but I don't.
Go ahead, tell me. You know it, right?
I know it. It's not. Dude, I know it was like a dressing room. It was like a second floor, but I don't know. I don't remember the name.
I can hear you clicking. You trying to find it?
I'm clicking. No. I'm clicking on the Heritage Foundation. My favorite.
Interesting. Of course, your favorite news source, where you get your information from, and where you follow Project 2025, right? The Heritage Foundation. That's your favorite thing.
What's wrong with the Heritage?
So let me just tell you, it's Bergdorf Goodman.
Okay, congratulations. She said grape was sexy.
No, she didn't. You're lying. She said that other people think that, right? And she's hyper aware of that as a grape victim herself, specifically. So her having a particular position on that doesn't mean you have to agree with that position, but it does also have to acknowledge that that's not her claiming herself that she thinks that, and that she's claiming that these things perpetuate rape culture within society.
Hold on now. Do you think over 50% of people think that grape is sexy?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I happen to disagree with her on this, but that does not mean that she wasn't assaulted. That does not mean that she was personally herself claiming that she thinks it's sexy. So for you to prescribe that to be true, or to describe it that way, is fucking dishonest. It's gross. And talk about being disingenuous, that is disingenuous right there. You literally tried to call Kamala Harris disingenuous for code switching earlier, but you are the most dishonest and disingenuous motherfucker I've seen ever.
Hold on, stop crashing. I'm not disingenuous.
Yes, you are.
And I will... I don't base my opinions off of no fact. I will give you the reasons why I doubt the civil case.
Wait, didn't you claim that you thought she slept her way to the top, Kamala Harris?
I remember hearing about that. Why? Wait, why?
Did you claim that? Was that you, or was that the other person?
That was the other person.
Are you sure?
Okay, that was me.
Okay, that was you. So talk about believing things with no evidence. Talk about being disingenuous and dishonest. You say things that you have no evidence for. I call them out, and then you literally can't stand on them. You're the most dishonest, disingenuous person ever, and you're trying to claim that Kamala Harris is for literally code switching. I am letting you speak. Go for it. I'll be quiet. I'll mute myself.
I was going to say, I'm not a misogynist, right? But all of the why are you laughing? Wait, why are you laughing?
Because you are.
No, not all of her quote unquote evidence is circumstantial. Therapist notes, not evidence. Address, which he did try to give his DNA to, but it wasn't allowed for some reason. Circumstantial. What else? Witness testimonies, circumstantial. There's no concrete evidence. I would like you to give me the concrete evidence. Unmute.
Okay, for sure. Oh, no, I was just waiting till you were done because I mean, you just lied. It's really, really funny. So you said you don't know why his DNA wasn't allowed to be given up because he was given multiple years to give up his DNA, and he didn't give up his DNA within the time slot allotted. And he was trying to give it up after the time slot allotted to extend the court processes to make it take longer because he knew it wouldn't be accepted in the very first place.
So that has a.
That's literally what the judge said. So,
Wait,
again, you know nothing about the case. Let me also address this, okay?
Let
me keep going.
I know you can admit I know more about the case than most other Trump supporters. Admit
yeah,
that.
which the bar is in hell, okay? The bar is in hell.
Dude,
most Trump supporters know nothing about the case at all. They can't name a single piece of evidence in the case. And by the way, you didn't even represent it properly.
What the fuck are you talking about, Parker? I just named 3 pieces of evidence.
I said, dude, genius. I said most Trump supporters. This guy can't listen. You're not tracking the conversation.
You're not tracking.
You're literally crashing out instead of tracking the conversation. It's okay. Calm down. Hush, little baby. Don't say a word.
Speak to me when you have concrete evidence.
Yo, chill. It's gonna be okay. Let me keep addressing the points. I'm still talking.
It will be okay. It'll be okay if you can give me the evidence.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. You're gonna get your turn to speak. Okay. Can I go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alrighty. So the witness testimony of her friends is evidence of the fact that she's been saying that this happened to her for decades. So explain to me how you think it's a lie. Let me please address. You think it's a lie. You think it's made up, but she's held on to it for decades, and she said it to her friends decades ago, and they testified to that fact being true in front of a court.
Parker, that's not concrete evidence.
Wait, hold on. I'm not done. This is just we're hyper fixating on one specific thing. I'm asking you, why don't you think that's evidence?
Hold on. It can be taken as evidence.
Okay.
Well, you didn't give me. I didn't explain all the reasons why I doubt it. By the way, it happened 30 years later. Right? Can't even remember when it happened. And yes, testimonies can be evidence, but that's not concrete. I'm testimonying that that Parker.
Okay, so what do you mean by concrete?
Hold on. Parker get a job slapped me yesterday. I got 5 of my friends over here saying that Parker get a job did.
What state are you in?
What state? Do I have to say North Carolina?
Okay, if we went to Discovery, you could check where my phone was. You could check where I was. I have a literal set of time. Specifically, you mentioned a specific day. I can prove that we weren't in the same state at the same day by literally giving that up to the court. Those particular IP records. I can show that I was on stream. I can show that it was impossible that I could be in that area in the first place. Okay, you know what Donald Trump could have done? He could have shown that it wasn't his DNA on that dress. She claims that his dress is on that his DNA is on that dress, and you're claiming that specifically that they never met in the first place because that's what Trump says. Right? Trump says they never met. Trump says that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote-unquote not his type. If he knew that they were never even around each other, if they were never even close to each other, that his DNA could possibly show up on that dress, why wouldn't he give up his DNA to prove that he wasn't the scene of the crime? The same way that I'd give up evidence specifically to show what happened specifically because I know it didn't happen in the scenario with me and you, or I could prove that I wasn't in the same state as you. I would give that up to the court to prove my innocence because you're making a bullshit fucking claim about me. And if you took me to court, I'd want to prove you wrong fucking immediately for my reputation's sake so I don't have to lose any fucking money for no reason.
So what if
because I don't want to go through the fucking court process in the very first place.
What if I bring me and 5 of my friends to fucking California?
I could still prove you wrong.
What if I bring them to California?
I could still prove you wrong.
Okay, no, you're thinking about you're not.
Because I could give all of these different types of records of where I was, of specifically all of this information, right? Because I can prove that I wasn't at the scene. You couldn't find any DNA evidence of me being there. You'd find fucking nothing. So let me just clarify real quick. Your whole point is, oh, I could possibly falsely accuse you, Parker. That means definitely that this was falsely accused. No, all of the evidence indicates that this is not a false accusation. It would make no sense if it's a false accusation that she told her friends decades ago and then held on to it and didn't come out about it till decades later. If she's trying to make money off of a quote-unquote lie, then she would have come out particularly near or around that time. She wouldn't have come out decades later after the Me Too movement, after the context of other individuals, and in the context of a book where she also mentions other people, where specifically she went after Donald Trump because Donald Trump started defaming her. Okay?
Okay,
And you want to
I've
know
had.
what? She took
Oh,
his
you're,
ass
you're
to
not done
court
yet.
for
Okay, go
wait,
ahead.
wait, so she took his ass to court and said, "I'm going to prove the defamation by proving the sexual abuse she did." An entire jury of 9 people indicated this happened. Donald Trump couldn't give up his DNA to prove that he wasn't the scene of the crime in the multiple years allotted because he knows
It's
that it would have been his
innocent
DNA
until
on that
proven
dress.
guilty.
He proved himself wrong in the deposition by saying he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type, but then in the deposition mistaking her with his ex-wife, indicating that he would have sexually abused her either way.
Hold
That
on.
all
I'm
of
gonna
those
take the
point as
mic
good
here,
evidence
Parker.
to indicate that
You're
Donald Trump did this. Not to mention Donald Trump literally bragging about grabbing women by the vagina without asking. Donald Trump bragging about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent. Where
He
2
didn't do
girls
that.
came out
He
and
didn't
said
do
there were
that.
4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing
When
rooms.
did he
Donald
say
Trump would
back?
barge
When did
in.
he say dressing room? Jesus, get out of here.
Yeah, so he described what a dressing
no,
room
we're not
is without
pivoting. We're
just
not
saying what a
pivoting.
dressing room is. Apparently, you don't know.
Pivoting.
Watch this. Watch this. So,
We're not pivoting.
wait, do you agree that you can describe what something is without using the word within that description?
If you bring up the chair analogy, yes, I can.
Okay. So then you've already conceded.
Well,
You'd actually,
how do
in
I
order
concede?
to,
Wait, 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 how do-
in order
no,
to argue what you're
I'm just
arguing
saying
right now,
that's a
you'd have to dispute
possibility.
all definitions have any type of relevance because
I'm
in the
just saying that's
definition
a
you can't use the
possibility.
word.
Wait, what? No, I'm just saying that's a possibility. Yes, you can describe things and imply that that's what you're saying, but I don't think we have enough evidence to assume that that's what Donald Trump was saying dressing room. But I don't want to pivot, Parker. This is why you speak for so long. You go through 15 different points. I lose my train of thought, and now we're on a different topic.
Hey,
Are we on?
write down some notes. It's okay. Grab a notepad because that's what I did for you.
Dude, no,
I wrote down
I
all the
need-
points you did, and simply everything I was addressing was just something you've already said.
Hold on, Parker. Give me some colored paper and some crayons, okay? All right.
That's
If
what
you
I
wanna
need for
pick-
you. Yeah, of course you
Yeah,
need
give
that.
me give me some crayons. All right.
Of course, yeah, you need the crayons. That's of course you do.
I know. All right, all right. If you want to pivot to the dressing room, we can. I'll cook you on that too, Parker, because you're not giving me.
Make sure to not put the crayons in your mouth. You're not supposed
Dude,
to eat
I'll
the
try not-
crayons.
okay,
You're
I'll
not
try
supposed
not
to put those in your mouth.
I'll try not to.
Take them out of your mouth.
Dude, no, because last time I had crayons, I did. So I'm trying my best not to. But you're gonna make me.
Okay, it's
actually-
okay.
actually no. Okay. Yeah, no concrete evidence of that. So you've yet to give me that.
Well, I remember,
concrete
I
ev-
don't need evidence to believe things to be true under your view. Stop chewing on those crayons. Get them out of your mouth.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to pivot to, first off, I do take evidence for my claims. But yeah, if you want to
I'm
pivot
not
to the
going to tell you
dressing room-
again. I don't want to have to pump your stomach.
Dude, I already swallowed one. Stop.
I don't want to have to take you to the hospital to get your stomach pumped.
I had to go last time. Dude, let's pivot, fine, if you want to the dressing room.
Okay, go ahead, man.
No, you wanted to pivot. I'm saying, okay, he never said dressing room, right? He is the owner, and I'm not saying just because you're owner that you can exploit people, but he is the owner. I'm just assuming he went into the back of the pageant. He never said dressing rooms. That's my whole point.
Okay, yeah, okay, but he described what a dressing room is. Can you describe what a dressing room is without saying dressing room? Like a woman's dressing room, can you describe what that is without saying women's dressing room? Go for it.
I mean, I can, but it's gonna be really shitty.
Go for it. I'd love to hear it.
I'm just bad at describing things. I guess.
It's okay. Just try.
A specific room dedicated for the female sex. I mean, no. Since you think gender's a social norm, I'll say woman. I guess for women, and just like a private room for women, I guess, dude. I'm bad at describing shit.
So look, let me give you an example. Maybe like backstage, where no men are, where women are getting dressed.
Parker, no men are in my. I love this. Point.
Is that an example?
Hold on, Parker. I know this point. Apart from me, is there any men in my room right now? No. So my room.
But in your room, you couldn't say there are no men there, unless you're saying that you are not a man.
There are no men in here. There are no. Dude, gender's a social norm, right? I identify as a woman. There are no men in my room.
No, you don't.
Okay, that was snarky. But my whole point was, just because there's no men in my room. When he said that doesn't mean it's a private space only for women, right?
What he said no men are around.
Yes, no men are around in my room.
Yeah,
either.
and he's saying that he gets away with these things. Okay, let me just clarify. No men are around, right? Women are getting dressed there. It's backstage, and he's getting away with it when he does it. Tell me that doesn't tell you that it's a dressing room. Plus, the victims who came out who talked about the fact that it happened in the dressing room described that it happened there. So you just think they're all lying when they say that Donald Trump barged into the dressing rooms.
I think for for the way you're trying to make this claim, I think you need concrete evidence. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, here's the concrete evidence. Listen.
It's men are. I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting it to make sure that
You're like a
everything
doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
He's allowed to be in there, according to him.
According to him, he's claiming that he gets away with it.
According to him, I'm pretty sure he said he's allowed in.
Do you get away with things that you're technically allowed to do?
Let me think. I'm getting away with being on your live right now, I guess. But that's not.
When you say you're getting away with something, you're saying like maybe there's a notion of guilt to it, maybe there's a notion of it being bad or not allowed typically,
You
right?
make a good point. You make a good point, but I don't take that as concrete. And he said
That
he
is
was allowed.
that is concrete basis for that. What are you talking about?
No, it's objectively not. Wait, what? Parker, are you stupid?
That is
It's objectively-
absolutely concrete basis. It's
Wait,
him
wait, wait.
admitting to
No, no, no.
doing it.
Concrete
And then we have
evidence.
victims coming out. We have victims coming out talking about the fact that this happened. You're literally delusional if you don't acknowledge it based upon this.
Okay.
This is him admitting to it. What evidence would you accept if you don't accept
Okay.
this?
I would accept a video.
He needs a video of this happening. Are you
I'm
serious?
not done.
You'd call it
I'm not
AI. 100%. You'd call it AI.
If that when did that audio clip come out? 2018. If that came out 2018, there, that's perfect evidence. But hold on, let me ask you this.
I have a video of him admitting to saying he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, but you're not going to accept that, huh?
She would be 20, correct? But hold on.
But he's still sexualizing a 10-year-old. Would you be okay if he did that to your 10-year-old? If he went up to your 10-year-old daughter and he said he's going to be dating her in 10 years? When you guys are walking in public? You'd...
Hey, I can't hear you.
Wow, my microphone is really... I keep hitting on accident. I have it just in a bad spot that I keep touching it. I apologize. Sorry. I apologize,
Okay.
everyone. I know it's really annoying, but I just need to move it so that I don't accidentally hit it when I'm moving my hands, because I speak with my hands sometimes, and I just hit it, and it's...
Stop
it
addressing
does
the
that.
chat and address me. Yes, that would be. I would find that creepy.
Yeah, so would you still vote for him if he did that to your daughter?
I don't have a daughter, but that happened in 2005 though. When he said that?
When he said this, yeah, the Howard Stern thing was in 2005, yes. It was 1992 when he said that he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years.
Oh, that 1992.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Fucking 40 years ago?
1992 was about 34 years ago, yes. Okay. Does that matter? He was literally in his 50s.
Don't. Your question is.
Or he
would
was
I
like
still
late
vote for him?
40s, early 50s. Like, you understand
Your-
that, right? Like, he's
your
a
question is-
grown-ass man saying that to a 10-year-old girl.
Your question is. Hold on. How am I pivoting? Says one of your commenters. I haven't pivoted this whole time. You're saying, would I vote for him if he said that to my daughter? No. I wouldn't. There. But he didn't. That was a couple years ago. He didn't say it to my daughter, and I think he is doing really good for the country. Still.
Okay, so you're willing to overlook the fact that he admitted to literally engaging in sexual exploitation, that he admitted to saying he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. And I'm
Okay,
asking,
so-
if he did this to your daughter, would you still vote for him?
So now we're pivoting from the dressing room claim again. That's fine.
I've already asked you this question and you didn't answer it.
I just answered.
So would you still
What-
vote for
Parker,
him
Did you
if
not
he
just
did
hear
this?
what I said?
Well, then I must not have heard you. If he did this to your daughter, if he said he would date your 10-year-old daughter in 10 years in front of you and your daughter, right, when she's 10 years old, would you still vote for him?
If I had a daughter, no.
No, you wouldn't. Okay. So why would you vote for him if it was someone else's daughter?
Can you not try to appeal to hypocrisy? Like, if you want to call me a hypocrite, then that's fine. That happened 30 years ago.
Can you not
And-
appeal to calling out my hypocrisy? Yeah, don't call out my hypocrisy in a
No, because
debate. Please
that's
don't
what
do
you
that.
and Dean like to do all the when
Yeah, we like to
somebody has
call
a good
people's
point.
hypocrisy out. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the
When,
I remember the appeal to hypocrisy fallacy.
that's not a fallacy. That's just something
I
I
know
said.
that's why I made the joke, dude.
That's just something I said, dude. But hold on. That's what you Dean like to do when we say we like immigrants because we like rule and law. Trying to bring up his felonies. That's trying to like just pivot away and talk about our hypocrisy. Don't do that, right? Don't try and bring up hypocrisy in this debate because that gets nowhere. I still think he's good for the country, but yes, that's creepy. And I also think it's creepy how Joe Biden is sniffing little girls' hair, showering with his daughter. But you support Joe Biden, so make it make sense, Parker.
Okay, so the specific diary that you're referencing, the contents of it are not verified because Ashley Biden came out and said that there are people making false accusations about the people that she loves, right? And specifically the chain of control of that particular diary was stolen and sold to a right-wing think tank, Project Veritas. So the chain of control over that particular diary, one, is not justifiable. Two, there's no age limited, right? And there's plenty of points in people's lives where they have to take care of their children, ensure their children, right, are like clean, right? So like that's literally like the only context that.
Wait, so you don't think that's creepy?
No, I don't think it's creepy for a dad or a mom to literally bathe their kid when they're
No,
a
I
kid.
I said shower. They're both naked in the shower. You don't think that's creepy?
Wait, let me clear. I don't think it's creepy that wait. By the way, you said they're both naked. That's not something that's described in the diary either.
Okay, so go
You
on.
can be in a shower and not naked. You know that, right?
I guess Biden's just getting all of his fucking clothes wet, but go on.
Have you ever like
Go
worn
on,
swim
Parker, go
trunks
on,
in the
Parker.
shower?
Go on, Parker.
Have you ever worn swim trunks in the shower? So you're assuming all of these contexts on top of this, right? That it's like really weird extra on top of that, right? These are normal contexts that exist when kids are very young. Not when kids are older, but when they're very young.
No, because obviously my mom would give me baths when I was younger. That's not creepy, so.
Exactly.
But I still think it's creepy to sniff little children's hair, right? That's arguably more creepier than what Donald Trump said about the 10-year-old sniffing little girls' hair.
When you're talking about so you're talking about him with his either his granddaughter or it was like one of his friends' kids.
I've seen
Which,
photos.
by the way,
and
they
it's-
all indicated wasn't creepy because he was like talking to them.
I mean, I still think that's creepy just because some.
Wait, I'm just telling you what they indicated. You can say
know.
that's creepy all you
Just
want.
'cause the
Is that
victim
is
of a
that genuinely something that you think is comparable to sexualizing a 10-year-old and
Hold on,
saying that you
just be-
date them in
ju-
10 years?
Just because.
And by the way, I love the what about
yes,
Biden
Parker,
whenever they
yes,
can't
hold on,
address
hold
the things with Trump, even though
Yeah,
Biden
yes.
wasn't the last candidate.
Hold on. Yes, Parker, I do think it's creepier to sniff someone's hair than to just say you would date someone in 10 years.
Say
I
that
do
you would
think
date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years.
I
I
do-
think that's nuts because again, we're
No,
talking
no,
about
wait. How?
like yeah, I think
that's physical touch, and then just saying something that has no direct harm.
you don't think it has any direct harm to sexualize a kid and say you'd be dating them in 10 years?
Indirect harm, yes. Direct harm, no. It's direct harm to touch somebody, start sniffing their hair.
Wait, what do you mean
And-
by touch them? Like, cause you understand that you're just referencing specifically like literally videos of him like literally talking to his grandkid, sniffing his grandkid's head, right? Or like there's literally one particular event where he sniffed the head of a particular child that is one of his friends' kids that is specifically at these events.
My
Right,
point
and you're
before,
comparing that
hold
to
on,
Donald
let
Trump going
me
up to a
speak, let
random
me
kid and
speak.
saying he'd be dating them in 10 years.
Let me speak. My whole point
I'm
was
letting you
just-
speak, dude. I just
No,
was
no,
finishing my
no.
statement. Why are you crashing out, dude?
Jesus, classic liberals came in track. There's no way you think you're letting me speak when you're cutting me off every 5 seconds.
What?
Just because the Vic. Let me speak, Parker.
You were the one cutting me off saying, let me speak.
Just because the victim of something says, tries to defend the perpetrator, that doesn't change anything. I know a lot, and it's sad. I know a lot of people who have been sexually assaulted, but they try and blame themselves. It's still the sole fault of the perpetrator. So just because they say it's not creepy, I still think it's creepy, and I'm surprised you don't either. Honestly, I thought you were a pro-woman advocate, but Yeah, that's my point.
I don't have an issue with saying that's creepy. I just have an issue with you trying to compare it to Donald Trump saying he'll date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years.
I don't know. Wait, I don't know if this is a hot take. Yes, I think sniffing people's hair is creepier. Is that a hot take?
No, I don't think that. I think that is a hot take. Yes, I think that's a crazy take.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
well,
I think that's an insane take to say that what specifically happened with Joe Biden was at all comparable to Donald Trump saying he'll date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. And by the way, this is your pivot away from addressing the fact that this is all horrible in terms of Donald Trump's character. By the way, you're referencing the candidate that wasn't even our last candidate.
Oh, I'm just appealing to hypocrisy, Parker. I'm sorry, but you're pivoting.
I understand, but that's not pointing out the hypocrisy.
You support creepy actions
over
that
Trump.
Biden-
Yeah, I support Biden over Trump. Absolutely, I'd still vote for Biden over Trump.
Sleepy Joe, good old Joe. Okay. So about the pivot, yeah, I guess that's.
If Donald Trump did that, you wouldn't consider that creepy.
What, sniffing girls' hair?
Yeah, you
I
wouldn't. You wouldn't consider that creepy at all.
I already said the
I already told you I don't have an issue with saying that's creepy. What I specifically was pointing out though was that you cannot compare that to Donald Trump saying he'll date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years.
Okay, maybe I forgot to make this clear. Yes, I do think that statement was creepy. I think it was creepy.
Okay.
So yeah, don't appeal to hypocrisy, Parker.
So hold up. Like, would you rather creepy Joe, or would you rather literally adjudicated rapist, said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, admitted to engaging in sexual exploitation, right? Admitted to literally grabbing women by the vagina without asking. Like, tell me, which one would you prefer in that situation? Sleepy creepy Joe, or would you prefer literal predator Trump?
I'd prefer
predator and traitor Trump.
I prefer concrete evidence of any of that.
Yeah,
happening.
Trump is a literal sexual predator. He's a violent sexual offender. He's been held civilly liable by a civil court. Who would you rather vote for, a violent sex offender or Sleepy Creepy Joe?
If I had 100% proof that Sleepy Creepy Joe is creepy and circumstantial evidence that the civil case, then I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But stop trying to pivot back to Biden.
Me? You think I'm pivoting to Biden?
You're not. Now you're on the pivot. I was done with
what?
Wait, no,
dude,
no,
the fucking mental gymnastics is nuts, chat. It is
no,
nuts, dude.
I was done. No, I'll admit I pivoted.
There's no way you're a real human being.
No, I am. I'm pseudo-intellectual debate, bro. I already tried to move away from that pivot.
I mean, that's an accurate description of who you are, bro.
Pseudo-intellectual debate, bro?
You are a pseudo-intellectual.
Well, I'd consider myself just a debate, bro, but can we...
You're a pseudo-intellectual debate, bro. You literally describe yourself perfectly. I like how you made that ironically, but it's actually a perfect description of who you are.
Okay. So where do we go from here then, Parker? Parker, get a job. Yes,
where do we go from here? Towards the truth, maybe? How about you acknowledge that Trump is a violent sexual predator?
Jesus, you're still on this.
Yes, I am.
Violent sexual predator. Civil case, he's allowed to be back there. If you want me to say that he was found civilly liable for sexual abuse, because it wasn't rape, I don't know why you liberals always think that.
Do you think forceful penetration of a woman's vagina against her will is rape?
I do think women can rape other women, so yes.
Okay, so then you must agree that it's rape.
But
because that's what the judge said, that Donald Trump in fact raped E. Jean Carroll, and the notion is a colloquial sense because of the fact that forceful penetration of a woman's vagina against her will is rape, and just because it wasn't legally designated under the context of civil law at that particular time in New York to be rape does not mean that we don't, under a colloquial usage, reference it as rape. Plus, saying that it's not rape and it's sexual abuse doesn't make it better. Like, what? What is this defense?
It does make it better. I'd rather be sexually abused than raped, but yeah, in a colloquial sense.
Oftentimes, what you're referencing is that they can use them both in the statement. People who were raped were sexually abused, so it's like you understand there's a lot of overlap with these terms, right?
I can understand that,
and I think that's incredibly invalidating for you to not acknowledge that.
I like to validate victims of sexual abuse that I believe. Like, I don't like how you're trying to make it like I'm some evil person that hates women. I'm open to changing my mind, Parker, if I was presented with concrete evidence of any of this happening, and yes, in a colloquial sense, I will give it to you liberals. Fine, you can say Donald Trump raped Eugene Carroll, but in an official legal sense, no, he didn't.
Okay, so then you're going to be the dishonest fuck that is like, oh, I don't consider rape to be forceful penetration of a woman's vagina against her will because I only use the legal definition. Is that really what you're going to say? Because by the way, I just want to let you know, throughout the context of history, there have been plenty of things that we consider to be rape that haven't been legally designated as rape. Whether it be child rape, whether it be literal rape in the context of marriage, whether it be raping someone who is enslaved, a person who is enslaved.
Hold on, I said it was rape, but I just...
I'm just giving you things designated under the law that, historically speaking, were not designated legally as rape, but absolutely we define as rape. You have to acknowledge that. You do not use the legal definition. Don't use that argument. It's an atrocious argument.
Some of my morals come from what's around me, the law. Not all of them, but some of them do.
Okay, but okay, so if you agree not all of them do, then you acknowledge that you're not going to use the definition only just in the context of the law here, and that you're going to address this separately. Damn, this light keeps fucking changing. Why does it keep doing that? Dude. Here, I'm gonna let you think on that. Give me 1 second. I just need to fucking fix this light. I don't know why this is...
Parker, never do this again, dude.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Never do that again. If I was some crazy person, I could have just started slurring. But here's the two ways that this could go. I agree that he's a rapist, and I say still support him. You call me a weirdo freak, and you kick me before we get onto any substance, or I deny it, and we just keep going in a loop. So where do you want to go?
I've already addressed these points, and you're just like seemingly not able to address them or acknowledge that you're wrong.
This is a whole nother point.
I mean, you just want to pivot because I've already proved you wrong here. If you want to pivot, pivot because I've already proven you wrong, I can prove you wrong on something else as well.
Let's pivot then. Let's pivot to the border. Dude, I'm a pseudo-intellectual.
Didn't we already talk about that?
Dude, no, you never. Wait. You pivoted to his sexual abuse.
Okay, so let me ask you this question as it relates to the border. Would you let a violent sex offender enter the country legally?
Illegally, no, because they are not
legally. I said legally.
Because they are not.
Like, if you had the determination of whether or not a violent sex offender is legally allowed in the country, they meet every other criteria to enter the country. But, right, they're in the process right now. You get to confirm whether or not they're legally allowed in the country based upon your own determination. Do you think they should be allowed in the country?
If they were not originally in the country, no. I know the point you're going to try and make.
They're trying to immigrate here. They're going through the legal process. You get to either say they're not allowed or they are allowed. Would you allow them, given that you know they're a violent sex offender?
You know what? Just for you, Parker, I'm going to fall into your appeal to hypocrisy little trap here. No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't? Okay.
No.
So why do you put harsher standards on people who are just trying to immigrate to the country than you do the President of the United States?
Well, I don't because, as I said, if somebody who was born here committed sexual abuse, we wouldn't kick them out of the country. We would put them in a prison here. Just as if somebody who's sexual abuse in another country tried to come here, we wouldn't just accept them and throw them into prison. We'd kick them out. So I think that's a bad argument.
But like the point I'm making is that you wouldn't let someone legally enter the country, but you let someone become president of the United States if they're a violent sex offender.
I'm pretty sure
if literally Donald Trump, given the same things he's done, was just trying to enter the country, you wouldn't let him legally immigrate here.
I'm pretty sure the standards for president is 35 years old, born here, and not convicted of treason or an insurrection, right? So
yeah, you understand that we think that there should be more standards than just those things because you don't think Joe Biden should have been president, and because you think that he was cognitively declined or whatever you would say. So then the point I would make is that even though he's constitutionally allowed to run for president, you don't think he should be president.
No, Parker. Sleepy Joe is a joke.
Sleepy Joe is more cognitively aware than Trump. Trump literally posted a picture saying, one, that he thinks America is great. Again, that's what he says. He says now it's great again, even though basically every metric of the economy is worse off since he got in office. And he also posted a picture saying President Trump ages in reverse.
When did he say that? Come on now, Parker.
This is on his Truth Social within 24 hours ago.
I don't have a Truth Social, bro. I don't. Okay, that's breaking news then.
Yeah, that's
Fine,
literally in my thumbnail on YouTube.
Fine, I'll accept your claim with no evidence.
There's not no evidence. You want me to show you on screen?
Hey, if you want to do it, show me. I would love to see that.
Okay,
Just don't wanna-
I'll literally just show you my thumbnail.
I'm on. Okay, we made America great again. President Trump ages in reverse. Well, these are clearly satire.
These are things he posted to his own account.
The president ages in reverse one is clearly satire.
He posted that
And-
twice, by the way. That was not just once. He posted it twice.
This is another thing I think we can agree on. Can we agree that doing external
He literally posted another one saying, "Same guy, more energy now." Do you want to see?
Sure. I'm not a pedo defender. Same guy. more energy.
I mean, you just support Trump, but
That'd be a pedo supporter, and yeah, I don't like that because he faked his way out of the military, which is really disingenuous. You know what? That's something.
he literally dodged the draft, right?
Yeah, that's something disingenuous of Trump. There, a pedo hypocrisy.
Okay, so then,
Fuck, I
you,
lost my
you
train
wouldn't
of
support
thought,
someone who's
Parker.
disingenuous, right?
I think the country would be better off with Trump.
Okay, can you name one policy, economic policy that he's influenced to get passed that's benefit the average American more than it's benefit the rich?
BBB, no tax on tips,
That was within the big beautiful bill, which mostly went to the rich.
but no tax on tips.
The deduction for no tax on tips is within the big beautiful bill, which the big
Yeah, I
beautiful
know.
bill mostly went to the rich and wealthy.
Well, that was just his economic policy.
That's not
I
a
don't-
policy, that's a provision within a
Yes,
policy.
that's what I mean, Parker.
Yeah, I understand,
yeah.
but that I'm talking about policy overall. His policy overall there mostly went to the rich.
No. I can't. Not off the top of my head, dude.
Okay.
I'm 18 years of age, buddy. I still think he's great for the border. His abortion laws are pretty freaking tough.
Okay. What about his abortion laws?
Giving the power back to the states.
And why do you think that's good?
I think all life deserves a chance. I don't think it's okay to kill it. I think in instances of rape, incest, and life of the mother, and other kinds of those circumstances, yes, I think electives should be banned.
Okay. So, do you want to address the point though?
That I can't name a policy.
No. Why? Why do you think it should be banned?
Oh,
Just because it's cellular life? Is that it?
well, no. Yeah, wait, what? I just said that. Okay, yes, because it's a life. I think it has a chance. It's a scientific fact that life starts at conception.
Okay.
And
Alright.
have you seen how abortions work? They like tear the limbs. of the
Yeah,
baby.
you've just watched some propaganda. So let me just clarify. Most
Propaganda?
abortions happen through the context of an abortion pill. It's not tearing up the limbs of anything. Okay, most abortions happen through the context of the abortion pill. Okay. Secondly, let's talk about why you said you think abortions are wrong. Because cellular life begins at conception. Okay. Do you think it's
That's
murder
just a
to?
fact.
Do you think it's murder to pull the plug on an individual in your family that is brain dead?
No.
No, but they're cellularly speaking still alive.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's something called what's it called? It's like consent given even when they're not technically consented. Like if somebody isn't in their right mind, you still use common sense to make their decision. I think that is where that would apply.
What? Like, for
I
example,
remember-
like if
hold on,
someone is in a
hold on,
coma, you can't just
Wait.
pull them off of the plug and kill them.
Wait. I remember Dean bringing this up. It was like something consent. It's basically where if someone's not in their right mind,
yeah.
but it would be better for them.
Can I give you an
And if-
example? How about a situation where there's no signed consent laws? No
No, my
signed
point was that-
directives,
My
right? Do you
point
think
with
it's
that,
murder for a family to pull the plug on an individual in their family that is brain dead?
no.
Okay, so you don't think that's murder, even though they're still cellularly speaking alive, right?
I value future experience.
Okay. That hasn't existed yet, and would never exist if you hadn't the abortion.
when do fetuses gain like low levels of consciousness? 24 weeks. Yeah, I do still think it because it still has that chance at life, and the brain dead patient is like hooked up to a machine, and like if you were to pull them, they're hooked up to a machine that's keeping them alive. So I don't think that's a good analogy.
Yeah, but you're not understanding the point. Is that I'm asking you, do you think it's murder to pull the plug, which is an action that would intentionally lead to the cellular
Okay.
death of that entity, right? You don't think it's murder because we think the basis of personhood is a subjective experience,
Um.
right? And like the point that I'm making is that it doesn't happen till way later in the pregnancy. So most abortions are happening before that. And no one's having elective lethal abortions after that
Wait.
point. No one's just
So
waiting
are
until
you
that point to
okay?
do
Are
that.
you okay with an elective abortion ban after 24 weeks?
Well, after 24 weeks, it's an induction of labor. The reason why I don't support any type of ban like this is because I think it would prevent more people who are trying to get it in action in situations where they need the exceptions, comparative to actually prevent individuals in elective circumstances from getting access to that. So I don't think it will actually be a benefit to impose a law. I think that imposing a law would be a limitation. Now, hypothetically, if we had a law with the perfect exceptions, so that anyone who did need it could get it, then obviously I would support that. I just don't think that that's something that's possible, and I think that imposing a law would be too risky because I think that it won't actually really be preventing elective lethal abortions after sentience, and it will really just be preventing people from getting it when they need it.
Wait, why? Because you think people are gonna do it like illegally without a doctor's approval?
No, I mean that like the exceptions, like where people need it in terms of like, oh, they're gonna die if they don't get it, or in terms of them being assaulted, or in situations like that. In those situations, they won't be able to get it, right? I don't think that that would be a good thing. I think that
Well,
there should definitely be.
well, we're not speaking on legality. We're speaking on opinion. I think it
We're
should
talking
be
about
allowed.
opinions on what the law should look like, right?
Yeah, I think they should allow rape, incest, and life of the mother.
Okay, but I'm just saying that like in the later terms of pregnancy, you're not gonna be preventing elective lethal abortions, right? But you are going to be preventing exceptions, even if you try to legislate exceptions in place. Is the point that I'm
All right.
making?
I'm pretty sure I'm stupid because I'm not understanding.
I understand. Like the essentially what I'm saying is that you will be preventing people who do meet the criteria for exception, but it's hard for us to have a process to identify when that criteria should be established.
Okay,
So
I
these
understand.
people are affected by this, but because of the fact that there are certain criteria in exception laws, it makes it hard for them to get access to it when they should have otherwise been able to get access to it. And there are going to be more instances where that happens than it would actually prevent elective lethal abortion after sentience, insofar as that it wouldn't make sense to impose the legislation in the first place.
I
You're just going to
understand what you're
increase
saying.
infant and maternal mortality by doing so. It's not going to actually prevent people from getting abortions in situations where we would deem to be wrong
Well, if
to enough of
say
an
if
extent
my
to justify it.
say if my goal was less abortions, we should
You should do
put.
non-legal pathways of doing that, like expand access to sex education, comprehensive sex ed, expand access to contraceptives. Right, those are ways that you can meaningfully decrease the amount of abortions. Expand access to universal health care, right, and child care options, right, to
Wait,
ensure that people can take care of their families when they exist. That will help
hold
people be able to maintain families and reduce the amount of people that need an abortion.
I understand. Hold on. I was told I was stupid for this opinion. I think it is murder, but not in the case of IUDs, because I think that's different. I think when
Did Dean call you stupid, or who called you stupid?
no, it wasn't Dean. It was just some random abortion debate.
Okay, uh, now if you value it based on conception, and you value future subjective experience, then you would have to say in some circumstances IUDs are murder, because they can prevent not only fertilization but also implantation in some circumstances. So in the circumstances where they prevent implantation, under your view, you have to think it's murder. Otherwise, you're inconsistent with your worldview.
That's pushing me back. That's pushing me over to pro-choice a little bit because I don't find that as murder because obviously it's the woman can't control, and I'd have to say that women are murderers and that they should go to jail for life.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I?
in some of those
This
instances. Now that could be hard to legislate or implement, but the point that would still be true that like you would consider that murder if you had that view. It doesn't seem like you would consider that murder, so at least maybe it gets you to reevaluate when you do value personhood, and it's not just based upon cellular life at conception, and instead it would be at some point later on. Now, I think the best point to establish is 20 through 24 weeks in the womb, because that's when I think sentience occurs in terms of neuroscience. But I mean, you can evaluate that yourself if you'd like.
Am I allowed to think abortion's wrong and then still give women legal pathways
Yes.
to?
That's actually what I was arguing
Okay,
for
well,
earlier, was that
that's
like I can consider elective lethal abortions to be immoral after sentience, but I still think it should be legal because it's not actually going to prevent circumstances of that happening in the first place, and instead it's just going to prevent people who need it in the exceptions. So yes, you can think that it's immoral and think that it should be legal.
All right, now your point's making sense. I think I changed my mind. I think it's still wrong, but I guess women should have legal pathways.
Okay, that's pro-choice. So then seems like you agree with us then on that. So then like what's holding you still to support Trump?
Mass deportation is still good for improving blue-collar worker wages. That's what I'm going to say.
Actually, I would argue that the best way to improve wages would be to allow for legal immigration for those undocumented immigrants who haven't committed a violent or serious offense, because then they have more bargaining power in the market to accept higher market wages. The only reason that the undocumented immigrants specifically would have downward pressure on those wages is simply just because of the fact that they are taking below market wages, because of the fact that there's a threat of mass deportation. You get rid of the mass deportation threat, you won't be decreasing wages, because actually immigration over the past 30 years has increased wages very slightly, right, for natural-born U.S. citizens, according to a National Bureau of Economic Research study.
Well, this goes back to a presupposition that we haven't agreed on, which is I think mass deportation is more achievable than mass amnesty.
And I don't have issues with deporting individuals who have committed violent or serious offenses. I just don't think that deportation for those that haven't committed violent or haven't committed violent or serious offenses makes any sense. And let me tell you what the Democrats' position is. The Democrats' position is that they want to criminalize undocumented entry. They just want to make the legal process go quicker for people who are going through the legal immigration process. And they want to prioritize going after those, in terms of mass deportation, that have committed violent or serious offenses to a greater extent. So they still argue for deportation policy. It's just that they're arguing for prioritizing going after individuals who are actually a threat to the safety and security of our population to a greater extent, proportionally.
We went off topic. I thought we were still talking about blue-collar wages.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just telling you what the Democrats' position is on this, right? So if you specifically are going to evaluate that, I think that you would probably agree with that position more because you
I understand.
want to go after those that committed like violent or serious offenses to a greater extent, but you still want to criminalize undocumented entry.
Can I tell you why I think it would improve blue-collar wages? Because undocumented migrants have less bargaining power, meaning workers can exploit them for lower wages. Mass deportation will let U.S.-born citizens have bargaining power for higher wages. Am I wrong on that?
No, actually yes, you are wrong on that.
I'm wrong. How am I wrong?
Yes, because one, you're not categorizing the effect that undocumented immigrants provide in terms of productive capacity for other other jobs. There are many jobs that specifically are fulfilled by undocumented immigrants that other people who are specifically working legally rely on. But so they're going to lose jobs specifically through that as well, through that process. Plus, people who are undocumented immigrants, they demand goods and services within our economy. If you have less people in the economy demanding goods and services, it's going to reduce the amount of jobs that exist within our society.
So you're saying they're going to lose jobs because the amount of undocumented
I'm saying
migrants...
that the overall negative impacts in terms of the economy that you're not categorizing are there broadly, and that you don't really get a distinction between Harris versus Trump in terms of that specific argument you're making, because they're both arguing to deport individuals that are in the country undocumented, and they're both not arguing for the level of mass amnesty that I'm advocating for. But the distinction with Trump versus Harris is that Trump is going after more individuals who haven't committed violent or serious offenses proportionally, whereas the Democrats are going after those that have committed violent and serious offenses proportionally to a greater extent. So I don't think either of them are addressing the wage argument that you're making, but I do think that Kamala Harris is addressing the safety argument to a greater extent.
I do have black friends. What point were you trying to make?
What fucking relevance did that? What relevance did that have to the conversation, sir? What the fuck?
You're trying to imply.
Did you hear anything I just said?
You're trying to imply that I'm racist.
I don't think I implied that you were racist at all. Like, can you tell me how you think I implied that you were racist? And also, why would black people be relevant to that? Because
I'm an ally for the African American community. I'm not racist. You're trying.
While you support a racist president, by the way.
That was his father's business choice and not his.
No, it's not. I mean, was it also his father's business choice to literally, what's it called? Post a picture of Michelle and Barack Obama depicted as apes?
I keep cooking libs on this position. The way you guys are framing it is so disingenuous of you. It actually kind of makes me mad. At first, I thought I was watching a Dean explain this, and I was like, wow, he really did that? What the fuck? And I actually kind of took my support back a little bit, but then I saw what it really was, and I was so fucking mad. It was a 1-minute clip with a scroll down that popped up for 2 seconds, and then scroll back up. The way you guys are framing it is he just posted the video outright of Michelle and Barack Obama as apes, which is so
I mean, that doesn't provide any fucking distinction.
What? Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
How? The fuck?
Because the way you guys are framing it is like you're saying he posted.
He literally posted a video depicting Michelle and Barack Obama's apes.
No. It was a 1-minute video of something else, and then like the phone.
1-minute video of a bunch of different depictions of different Democrats, including a depiction of Michelle and Barack Obama's apes.
See,
That's still racist.
You're responding to the wrong point. Because
what's the problem with libs? They're right.
I cannot stand the woke crybaby. Woe is me.
The woke crybaby, actually. Can you tell me what woke means, buddy? What does woke mean?
Facts over feelings. Woe is me.
Oh, that's literally Trump and you?
I'm offended by this.
So Trump is woke because he believes that the election was stolen in 2020?
I think
he's so very woke, actually, everybody. He's the wokest of all the woke, actually.
Hold on. 300,000. Wait. Tell me if I'm right. 300,000 found ballots for Biden. Yeah, that's pretty suspicious, is it not?
What ballots are you referencing? Because there were 60-plus court cases that indicated no sufficient evidence to overturn the election, many of which had Trump-appointed or conservative-appointed judges.
I think he had good reason to assume, and no. Trump is a narcissist. That's a middle ground we can agree on. Trump is a narcissist.
Now, can you tell me what woke means?
Dude, I was doing that before you interrupted me. Don't interrupt me this time, Parker. Facts over feelings. Woe is me. I'm offended by this X, Y, and Z because I feel like that. Essentially, I have to accept everybody even when it makes no sense to.
So Jesus is woke?
I'm not a Christian.
Do you think Jesus is woke?
I don't believe in the resurrection.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Do you think Jesus is woke?
Dude, I don't study Christian. I'd assume in the Christian world.
So he wants you to accept everybody, like love thy neighbor, right? Even though it doesn't make any sense. He said he's offended by X, Y, and Z. You can't do blasphemy. That's so offensive to God.
Wait, why are you using this? Why are you using this point against me? I'm not a Christian.
Yeah, I understand. You don't have to be a Christian in order for you to still say this. No, do you think Christianity is woke?
Yes,
do you think Jesus is woke?
Yes.
Yes, Jesus is woke.
I'm not. Okay. Why are you using this point against me, dude? I'm not a Christian.
You don't have to be a Christian for me to say that this is a ridiculous thing for you to say about Christianity. That Jesus in and of itself you would consider woke from your perspective. I mean, you're conservative.
You're not,
I don't think conservatives would typically say that Jesus is woke. That's something that conservatives are really unwilling to say typically, even if they are not.
Jesus was
Christian.
a real person.
I agree, but not a god.
I don't believe in. Yes, I don't believe in the resurrection.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I'll run something else because apparently your just brain is breaking whenever I'm deciding to run this argument.
You're
Okay?
not using a good hypothetical, but go ahead.
I am. I am. You're just not understanding. Tina, thank you for the
I
Viking
guess
hammer.
I'm
Thank you
not.
so much. I appreciate
the
Tina.
crayons have gotten to my brain.
Yeah, they actually have at this point.
Go ahead, Parker.
It's okay.
Different
No need to crash out, bro. Hey,
Different
actually, you know what?
hypothetical,
I'm gonna thank some people real quick, and then we'll continue
I'm
on
out
with the
of
conversation.
crayons, dude. I'm out of crayons.
No, just put the crayons back in your mouth. Be quiet.
Okay. Fine.
Jessica, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you very much. I really appreciate W's for you and Zach. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do some W's for Jessica in the comment section right now. I really appreciate Jessica. Seriously, W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you. Yeah, that was so crazy, Jessica, wasn't it? That was such a crazy view they had. Karen, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, that's so funny. That should be a national holiday. That's agreed. Agreed upon. 420 needs to be a national holiday. I agree. Margaret, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you very much on Venmo. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Olivia, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Apparently, yeah, he wouldn't accept that. Erica, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you. As well as G, thank you so much. I really appreciate the dollar. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that, G. I hope that we can we can provide you some support and comfort here on the lives, of course. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Sean, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. Xander, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You're so over it, really? Okay, I got you. I'm done speaking about it. I actually won't even say it. Okay. Let me thank some other people. Tom, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. We do need to fund more education. Trevor, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. Miss Icon, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's Sleepy Joe while Trump literally falls asleep in the Oval Office. I know, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. As well as, again, Midlife Maddie, thank you for the $10. Kimberly, thank you for the $5. Thank you, Mr. Flinch. Thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know it is Fox News Talking Points. Brand, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Alexander, thank you for the $20. Thank you very much. Absolutely diabolical. Trevor, thank you for the $5. Mr. Flinch for the $5. And Jeffrey, thank you so much for the $5 as well. Thank you. Yes, apparently it's circumstantial, Tom. Yes. Zuba, thank you for the $5 as well. And Tom, thank you for the $5. Alright, I think I'm fully caught up. What were you saying?
Kelly, thank you so much for the $5. John, thank you for the Venmo. Jessica, thank you for the $100. Yeah, these liberals are insane. Okay. Yeah, give me a different hypothetical, because...
John, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Literally, it has been hijacked. Exactly what I would say. It totally has a different meaning because people have changed it to try to make it seem like crazier.
Oh my god.
Also, why are you crashing out?
With the $200. I do not deserve a penny of that.
He's literally crashing out, bro.
I do not deserve a... Thank you, Veronica. Oh my god.
Well, Gene, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate Gene. Can we get some W's for Gene in the comment section right now?
Let's get back to it.
The guest is totally crashing out, by the way. The guest is totally crashing out. What up to you? I
actually have 44 TikTok points I'm going to deposit after this. So, nice try.
That's nothing.
Well, it's a couple cents.
No, I think it might be a cent.
Oh, thank you for the rose, Marlene! Marlene, thank you for the 3 roses. Thank you. Marlene with the roses. Oh my goodness, Marlene. Thank you. Okay, yes, Marlene, this liberal is crazy.
Xander, thank you so much for the $100 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for this dude is annoying. I know, right? He's very jealous. He's very jelly. What can I say, actually? He's a little bit of jelly. That's all I got to say. Thank you so much. I really appreciate Xander for the $100 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. He's crashing out.
Isaiah,
hey,
thank you so much.
Hey, Dejan, thank you so much. That's actually to them. Thank you. For literally.
Thank you guys so much. Stacy, thank you for the gifts, dude.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I can't thank my people. Thank you.
I
Deegan.
actually don't think you would, or it would be on the border.
Okay,
actually, he definitely still would. I'm kidding. I take that back.
Okay.
Tony, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you.
Thank you for the donut.
Hey, can you thank all the donors? Can you thank Xander for the $100?
If you can thank Deegan for the roses.
No, I won't.
Okay, then no, I won't.
And I just want you to know, I get 40% of what you just got.
I don't give a fuck.
Zoe, thank you to Galaxy. Thank you very much.
Jesus, I'm getting so many points.
No, you're not.
Was that Galaxy to me or you?
No, that was to me.
Fuck. Okay. I can. The Republican Party creates strong men, family men. We have boats. We
Family
shoot
men?
guns.
So
We like to have fun.
So do you think Trump is a family man?
Baron Heitmogs.
Is this all you got now? Baron Heitmogs? That's it? That's all you got to say?
Okay. Honestly, no. Trump isn't. I said Republican Party, and I'm
Okay,
saying
so
that
Trump
because
is not a family man. So
because he
um,
did cheat on 3 of his wives.
yeah,
That's all I'm
he
saying.
cheated on every single one of his wives.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So what was
Zoe,
your
thank
point
you
with
to Paper
writing?
Crane.
What
So-
was your point with writing
So your
down
whole
my
point here with
definition
like
of
you
love?
care about family values, that probably wouldn't include like you protecting P3DOs in the Epstein
I'm
files,
just.
protecting adjudicated rapists in the Oval Office that cheated on
Can
every
you
single one of his
stop? Can you
wives.
stop
That doesn't seem
appealing
very
to
family oriented
hypocrisy?
to me.
Can you stop appealing to hypocrisy, please?
To your hypocrisy. So what would you like me to do instead?
I'd like you to well, I'd like you to answer this question. Why did you write down my definition of woke? Are you gonna try and debunk that?
I already did debunk your definition of woke.
How did
But
you?
wouldn't
Wait,
that be appealing to hypocrisy under your view?
You didn't debunk it.
I did. Because under your view, Trump is woke. Because he's offended by Marjorie Taylor Greene wanting to release the Epstein files. And he wants
Why
you
did
to
I-
accept him, even though it doesn't
why
make
did-
any sense after he literally committed like literal blasphemy, called for the termination of the Constitution, lies about the election results.
Why did Biden not release them? Is my question to you.
There needs to be a law passed by Congress to release them. There was a actual court that was it was sealed under, and the grand jury had to unseal it, and that only happened in
I think-
2024.
I think
So they only had about a
Roe-
year to pass that legislation. It didn't have enough votes in Congress to pass the legislation until 2025.
I think Ro Khanna and Thomas Massey with the Epstein Transparency Act was a good thing. Thank you for the roses. Was a good thing, but
What type of cringe fucking? You didn't even get a rose, bro. What's wrong with you, dude?
I got a rose. I just got
No,
it.
you didn't.
I just saw it.
No, you didn't. You're literally just
I
like
just-
making shit up.
Okay. I made it up. There you go, liberal. Jesus,
Yeah.
woke is me.
So can you keep going?
I do think that bipartisan. There, Stacy. Thank you for the rose.
Okay.
14 roses. Thank you.
All right. You need to shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna kick you. Like genuinely, at this point, it's getting crazy.
Fine, you fucking. I thought you support no kings. Jesus. But
What?
I thought you support no dictators.
Me saying I'm gonna kick you from my stream is not me saying I support dictators, dude.
You're a king. I thought you support. All right, let me get back to the point before you run from me. You kicking me would be running from me. Thank you for the taco. Yeah. So I think
Okay. So I just want to let you know, you're inevitably going to cause more people to donate to me. I just want to let you know that. I'm trying to keep you on topic. If you want to do that, right, you can keep doing that. But I'm trying to keep you on topic. You know that,
I
right?
feel bad. I feel bad.
You're
for the
not
people
going to get any more, but you're going to get people that start donating to me. You know that, right?
Okay, this is my last time bringing it. Don't kick me. I just feel bad for people donating.
Okay.
And I don't get to.
Shut up.
Hold on, I'm
Kelsey,
done. I'm done.
thank
I'm
you
done.
so much for the loss in your music. Thank you. And thank you for the cap, by the way. Thank you very much. I don't think you know what you're starting.
Okay, all right, forget it. Let's move to the debate. I just won't thank my gifters. So your claim is Trump isn't a family man. I said Republican Party. All I see on the left is crying and complaining and woe is me. And I'm sick of the Kamala bullshit.
Kamala.
Kamala bullshit.
Kamala. Why are you crashing out over just me literally telling you to say her name correctly? Why can't you do it? Are you really that dumb?
How am I crashing? What? Wait,
Push the head
can you say
mustache. You're
you say
purposely
Trump?
trying to say her name wrong right now.
Well, I would say the other offensive one, but you'd probably kick me for that. Can you say Trump?
So by the way, you're such a snowflake that you can't even say her name properly.
Can you say Trump?
You're such a snowflake. Yes, I
Wait,
can
say
say
Trump.
Trump.
All right, say it.
This guy is not smart, dude. Holy shit,
Dude,
dude. This
you
guy
can't-
is really ridiculous.
Okay, let's move back to the debate since you can't even say Trump. Wait, say Trump.
I technically already did say it, bro.
Just say it again.
Nope.
All right, Kamala. I
Hey,
just
how about this? How about this? Say her name wrong again.
What, are you gonna kick me?
No, do it.
You're not good boying me. I was trying to good boy you first.
We'll do it.
Um,
Say her name wrong.
let's move back to the debate.
See, now he can't do it for the rest of the debate now, else he's gonna get good boyed.
Okay. I mean, I had the idea first, but
Well, you already got cooked, bro. Bam,
got
thank you so much for the
cooked.
$20. Thank you very much. I
didn't
really
even
appreciate it. Bam,
disprove
thank you
any
very
of-
much. As well as
you
Fee,
didn't
thank you
give
for the $2. Thank you very much for You Forgot This. King Parker, thank you very much. Tawny, thank you for the $10 to annoy the guest. And Mario, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. Yes, it is
Hey,
clearly depleting his brain cells. He ate too many crayons.
Hold on. Wait. Let me ask you this. Can you admit that I'm more educated than most MAGA?
Push the corgi. Yep, the bar's in hell. And that's embarrassing. That's actually really embarrassing. The fact that that's true is embarrassing, isn't it?
I've been told that a lot in my little debates. That I know more than most.
I'm actually
just
going to be
wanted to
honest with you. I don't think you are. I think you're subpar.
If you bring up anybody else and ask
Yeah,
for a piece of
I think the
evidence from
average
me-
MAGA is probably more informed than you.
If you were to ask any other MAGA,
How many
a
branches
piece
of government are there?
3:
And what are they?
executive, legislative, and judicial. How
Explain
many
what they do.
continents are there? How many continents are there?
7. Wait, did you just say
Good
the
boy,
Arsler?
good boy, good boy, good boy.
Or did you
good boy,
not?
Good boy. Good boy.
Did you just say the
Um,
Arsler?
Wait, what? No,
Okay, I just need to make sure because I thought maybe I heard that for a second.
no, I didn't. But yes, 3 branches. And if you bring up any other MAGA, they couldn't name one piece of evidence from the E. Jean Carroll court case. They couldn't name anything.
So by the way, you just watched my stream, you heard the different things I asked people, and then you looked it up after I asked those questions. You didn't know them before I brought those points up.
Buddy, I was just scrolling on TikTok live and I saw your live. I
Yeah,
clicked request and I got it instantly. I don't know who the fuck you are.
you've never seen me before? You've never watched Dean before?
No, I have, but Dean is more. I
Okay,
see
and
Dean
Dean and I
more.
make the same points. Lucy, thank you for the $5, by the way.
I don't watch you guys, bro. Why
Yeah,
would
you do.
a
You're
MAGA-
obsessed with me.
How am I
Vintage,
obsessed
thank you
with you?
for the Galaxy. Thank you very much.
Not gonna lie, I do be watching your Jubilee debates.
Okay, so
but
you
yeah,
did know who I was.
I said I did.
Okay. You said you had no clue who I was. That's what you just said.
That was snarky comment. I apologize.
Morgan, thank you for the bouquet. You want to know something
Remember-
funny? Before this conversation, I had no clue who you were. And I still won't after this conversation.
Remember this name, pseudo intellectual debate, bro. I want
I like how-
to remember.
Scarlett, thank you so much for the corky. I just want to let you know, if you were to come back in 6 months from now, I probably won't remember you. I'm going to be honest with you. I probably
Bro.
would not remember you.
So what if I? Okay, are you gonna keep running from the debate, or are you?
I'm not
scared?
running from any debate. All you've done is get dunked on this whole time.
I've been cooking you. You haven't given me
Name
one
one point you
concrete
cooked
piece-
me on.
You haven't
Miss
given
Icon,
me
thank you for all the
one
roses, by the
concrete
way.
piece of. You haven't given me one concrete piece of evidence from the E. Jean Carroll court case.
I did. Can you take
Not,
what is
not-
concrete
not
to you?
concrete, Not concrete.
What is concrete?
Something that isn't circumstantial, like a video
What do you
Testi-
mean by circumstantial?
testimony. Anybody could say that. If
Yeah, there was other stuff. The DNA on the dress was not circumstantial.
Okay, who's a young actor? If I wanted to try and I don't know, say Justin Bieber slapped me,
Zella,
make-
think of the drum. Thank you.
I'd make therapist notes 10 years and then I bring him up 10 years later. That's circumstantial. It's not concrete. I need a
It
video.
demonstrates that someone's been saying this for decades. Okay, is that specifically
Which-
they
which-
told their
which-
friends at the time, and their friends testify to that. Now, making the point that like they would have specifically done this, knowing that like he's going to run for president of the United States in the future, is the most ridiculous point you've ever thought of in your head. It only really makes sense that she would wait time specifically, right? If she was assaulted, because many victims take decades to come out because of the fact that we live in a culture where people like you don't believe victims, even when they hold their abusers accountable in a civil court.
I believe victims, and it was a civil court. If it was a criminal court, I'd believe it.
Okay. Do you believe the felonies against Trump to be true?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just clarify. You believe
I don't
criminal
think
courts, but not
falsifying
civil
business
courts. So then you don't accept the 40% of undocumented immigrants to actually be undocumented in the country because they're not violating criminal law. They're violating civil law by overstaying their visa. So you think all the civil determinations against them that indicate that they're in the country undocumented are all shams? They're all bullshit? You don't believe them. Also, do you think OJ is guilty?
Yes, but that's different.
Okay, but he was found liable in a civil
But
court, but
that's different.
he was
But that's
not found guilty in a criminal court.
Come on, we can use our brain. It was just
Oh,
a
there you go. Use
mishandling-
your brain. Oh,
was just a mis- it was just a mishan- Okay, it was just a
oh, okay. Alrighty.
Let me speak unless you're scared.
I'm letting you speak. I'm just making fun of what you just said.
All right, good boy, good boy. Yes, we can.
Oh,
use
now
our
I'm not
brain-
gonna let you speak, buddy. Keep speaking. Go ahead, speak.
I don't care, dude.
Oh, what a good boy.
Okay, are you
What
gonna
a
keep running
good
from the bait?
boy.
Honestly, I'm done with you. All right, I'm done
Yeah,
with you.
run
I
away, buddy.
cooked you.
You got
cooked you.
cooked. You can't name a
You haven't
single
given
point
me-
you beat me on.
You
You got good boy.
You haven't disproved my points.
Now
on
run
the
away, buddy.
board.
Run away. Be a good boy. Run
The
away.
only way that I'm gonna be running is you kicking me. 4.2 thousand viewers. If Parker Get a Job kicks me, this is Parker Get a Job running from.
How's that baby bottle? How does it taste? You want to unmute yourself?
I'm still in the baby
Oh,
bottle.
what a good boy. What a good boy.
I'm still on
Doing
the crayon.
exactly. Stop speaking. No bark.
You muted me. I'm still on the crayons.
Oh, there you go.
I'm still on the crayons.
What a
I'm
good
not on
boy.
baby bottle
Who's
yet.
your lady? Thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, bud.
Okay, I know
Hey, bud. If
I know
you stoop low, I'll stoop right that low. Come on, try again.
I mean, you can only good boy one time. You can only
I
good boy
already did
someone
it a
one-
few times. You already
You can
got
only
it.
do it one time.
Okay, I don't want to hear it anymore. That's so much better whenever you're not
Stop.
barking, bro.
Stop. Don't kick me. I see your phone. Don't kick me.
Well, you said stop, so I'll mute you. I'll keep doing it.
You can. Wait, stop.
No.
You're scared to. You're scared.
Well, you said to stop, so I'm
You're
gonna keep
scared.
doing it. There you go. Now I'll let you go.
Mute if you're a good boy. Okay. Yeah, so you can only good boy someone one time with good comedic timing, which is what I did. And it's not something you did. So I did it better, you did it worse, which is classic because liberals are woke, which you haven't disproved my point on. But yes,
You said
haven't-
liberals are what?
woke.
Liberals are woke, and your definition of woke was you're sensitive. You
Woe is me.
are offended by XYZ, and you accept everyone even though it doesn't make sense. So we don't accept everyone. So under your definition, we're not woke because we don't accept MAGA. Kirsten, thank you so much for the goal highlight US. Thank you so much, Kirsten. Yeah, we don't accept you. So, and don't
Hold
you
on.
complain about like not being accepted by liberals?
Dude, I would not
Jaden,
want
thank
to
you for
be
the Night Star.
accepted by your crybaby.
So we don't accept everyone. So we're not woke by your definition, bud.
You think girls...
Xander, thank you so much for the $20. Xander said good boy to you.
Xander, $20. Wow. That's going right into Parker Get a Job's wallets. Xander, he already forgot about you, by the way.
I don't
hope you
think I
know.
forgot Xander. I think I remember Xander.
5 minutes from now, Xander, you're like going to be nothing. But
You know I'm still
Um,
gonna remember Xander, right?
no, you're not. $20?
Dude,
You're not
I
gonna
know
remember.
Xander's been in the community for a while now. I've known who Xander is.
Okay, well, whatever. Yeah. I forgot my point.
I mean, I'm
dude.
not gonna remember someone like you, but of course I would remember Xander.
Oh no, it looks like you're getting pretty riled up. I have 1.67.
I'm not riled up. I've been dog walking you this whole time, and I'm just calmly
Dog
dunking on
walking?
you.
Define dog walking, because you have not dog walked me one. You haven't. given
Bam!
me-
Thank you so much for the $5 for callers. A good boy.
Oh, $5, even less. Bam, you're gonna be forgotten quicker than Xander. 3 minutes at max.
Well, I remember
Wait,
Bam.
wait.
I remember Bam too.
Dude, okay. My point is that mass deportation is a good thing. Dude, what do you want to go over now? I've already cooked you on all
Yeah,
these
you've
points.
already said the same thing over and over again. I've already debunked that a million times.
I've
You have
already
nothing
cooked you on
else.
all
You
these
are
points.
literally, you know you're cooked, bro.
Jesus, this is why you, Dean, and Santana.
Dog walk
Just-
Trump supporters repeatedly because it's easy to, because they deny facts and reality.
Santana gets dog walked all the
Hannah,
time.
thank you for the $10 so I can be forgotten in 5 minutes. Thank you so much, Hannah. Jolene, thank you so much for the $50.
Thank you, David
Thank you so
Pierce,
much
for
for
the
please make the
GG.
good boy shut up. I got you. Muted, actually. We made him shut up. Don't worry. Thank you so much, Jolene. I appreciate the $50. Thank you very much on PayPal. Bill,
Hey,
thank you for the
chill.
$1. Thank you very much for parking my dog. Parker, my dog, is more educated on your subjects than he is. True.
Dogs are predominantly known for eating their own shit. So yeah, your
Yeah,
dog's.
that's why I'm
kinda-
calling you a good boy.
What do you think? I'm a shit eater?
Look at
Like, you're a
Shamrock.
shit
Thank
eater.
you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. You remind him you converted him to pro-choice. True.
Hold on,
You
I'm like, wait,
conceded. Look at that, buddy. Who conceded on that again?
I still think it's wrong.
Good boy. Shammy, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much for muting him again. I got you.
Notice how I try and get a good boy, and then he tries to copy me. And I'd like to point out a good point of one of your viewers. Where was it? It was some guy that said, "What up, yo? I don't really like Santana. He's racist AF," which is kind of true. Racist token Santana. I
think
respect him at all.
I think it's incredibly racist for you to say that he's a token for no fucking reason, just because
I
he's
have black friends, dude. We already went over this.
You having black friends does not mean you're not racist. You fucking weirdo. You literally just did the meme. He just did the meme. I'm not racist because I have black friends. And Zana,
Okay.
thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. He literally just said that Santana was a token, right, for me specifically, and then tokenized his black friends.
No,
Like,
no, he's
unironically,
kinda-
you just tokenized your black friends.
Don't appeal to hypocrisy, Parker. Can you? All right, I'm going to.
You
I'm
love
going-
embarrassing yourself. You love humiliating yourself
How
over
am
and
I
over
embarrassing
again.
myself?
Do you have like a fucking humiliation kink, bro? Like you just love being humiliated
Dude.
over and over again. It's crazy, dude.
Dude, no, you're running from the debate.
You're not
We're
even
just-
engaging in an argument right now. You've just repeatedly got dog walked.
My point is that Kamala is a crybaby. The woke liberal party I could never be a part of because I just don't identify with their morals. I won't because they think children can cut off their genitalia and be what they want.
No,
Yeah, you do.
no liberal. Name one liberal that advocates for children to have the capacity to cut their genitalia off. Name one Democrat.
Some guy on TikTok Live that I was on
Some
because I-
rando on TikTok Live. I'm asking for a Democratic legislator, genius.
Dude, I couldn't tell you one Democratic legislator in Congress. Come on now.
You couldn't tell me one Democrat in Congress? You've already
Mm.
mentioned one on the stream, genius.
Well, wait. Is
You know
Ro
you've
Khanna-
already mentioned one on the stream?
Wait. Ro Khanna or Thomas
Yes,
Massey?
Ro Khanna and Thomas Massey are congressional
there.
members.
I can. I'm being snarky because it's funny to see you crash out, buddy.
I'm not crushing it. I'm just saying that that's embarrassing that you don't know that.
I just did. But
Shammy,
okay.
thank you for the $5. Thank you. There's no way you actually thought you were owning me by not knowing that. Like that makes no sense. Like I can't. The pretzels that you fucking bend yourself into to try to justify what you're doing is nuts.
That's a new one. Pretzels that I bend myself to. That's a new one. I'm used to I'm used to dog walking libs. I like to cook the libs.
I promise you, you were only doing that in your head. No, it's not
And it-
happening in reality.
And
Every
Just
single
is.
lib that you've ever debated, I promise you, has dog walked you. Every single one.
Because I'm currently dog walking you right now. You haven't
can't
given
tell
me
me a
a
single point you've beat me on.
you can't tell me a single point that you've like beat me on. Like you haven't given
You
me
conceded
concrete
that you're
evidence.
pro-choice. I can. You literally
Wow, dude.
conceded to
Can
being
you s-
pro-choice.
Can you stop using women's bodily autonomy as a debate point, please? Get out of debate mode for a second.
Men should advocate for women to have bodily autonomy rights. That's what you should do
Stop
as a
using
man.
it as a debate
So
point.
no, I'm going to advocate for women to have rights against people like yourself prior that were advocating for women to not have rights. Now you've conceded that you're pro-choice. So can you just
Stop
acknowledge the
using it-
fact can you acknowledge the fact that I did get you to concede on that point?
Maybe if you would stop muting me.
Okay, I'm done.
Good boy. Yeah, I can. Look at you gonna mute. You're running. You're running. Scared.
Okay,
Scared.
how about this? If you can actually have a conversation with me without acting like a child continually, we'll have the conversation from now on. But no more childish behavior. You're done. I'm cutting you off from childish behavior.
So am I. If you call me good boy, you're a good boy. Jesus. I
And
had
same
other
thing goes for
points.
you, by the way.
Okay, yeah. I'll agree. On here's a question I would like to ask you. Define hateful community.
Define hateful community?
Yeah.
I don't have like a specific definition for that.
A community that's hateful, right?
That's not a definition of the term, but
Would you agree?
that's not a definition. That'd be a circular definition.
Okay, would you agree?
No, that's a circular definition.
Okay, so you can't define hateful community. I'd say
I don't
hateful
have like a
community is
specific one off the top of my head. No.
just basically a community that is very disrespectful and promotes hate within.
I guess I don't typically refer to communities as a whole as hateful unless I'm referencing like bigots, like our MAGA. Maybe I'll give you a definition. MAGA.
MAGA. That's an example.
The definition for hateful community is MAGA.
That's an example. And my whole point is that you and Dean's community, no matter what you would like to spin it, is a hateful community.
How?
I've probably gotten like 5 DMs. I haven't looked, but I've probably gotten 5 DMs of people telling me to, I don't know, do random stuff and being mean.
Okay, so like, would you say that anyone who, like, we shouldn't support anyone who calls for the deaths of other people? You know, that would be horrible, right? You shouldn't support people like that.
I agree that treason is punishable by death.
Well, okay, I didn't talk anything about treason. I just said, do you agree that we shouldn't be calling for the deaths of each other, right? Like that you wouldn't support someone who does that, right?
I agree if you're found guilty of treason and you're telling service members
So
to not
like
follow
if
the
someone,
law.
so we should not be calling for the deaths of people who have not been found guilty of treason.
Unless they have found guilty. Found guilty.
So
Wait,
you agree? So
has
you
Donald
agree
Trump
if
been
someone
found
has not been?
guilty?
So you agree if someone has not been found guilty of treason, Zella, thank you so much for the dinosaur. Then we should not be calling for their deaths, and that if
Let me
someone
put it-
does call for their deaths, then we shouldn't support that person, right?
If they are treasonous and they're telling members of the military to obey orders, then yeah.
Okay, so you're just trying to justify that. That's really funny that you were complaining about people saying that to you, but then you're totally okay with saying that to people who are in Congress who are just saying if you're given
Hold
an
on,
unlawful order that you
is the
shouldn't follow it.
Is the punishment for treason death? Yes or no, Parker?
This is not treason.
Wait, what are we talking about? We haven't mentioned
Saying that you
Trump.
should not follow unlawful orders is a normie position that Mike Pence said after January 6th, that Pete Hegseth has said in 2015 was the ethos of our military, that we shouldn't follow unlawful orders.
Okay, buddy. Okay, let's not pivot. But you said found guilty of treason. Was Trump found guilty of sexually exploiting people at Team Miss USA?
He admitted it.
I cooked the lip on this point, buddy.
I never claimed that he was found guilty on that.
Yeah, and okay, I could just say the same thing for.
Why did you just laugh like that? That was so weird, dude. Like, was that that was you thinking you owned me? That was embarrassing. What type of creepy laugh was that? Like, by the way, everyone, that's the best he could do.
So you disrespect Charlie Kirk. You disrespect my.
How did I? Yeah, wait. I mean, I think that Charlie Kirk was murdered and it was horrible what happened to him, but I don't think he was a good person.
I think Tyler Robinson is.
But what is that disrespecting him under your view? To say that he wasn't a good person?
Wait, repeat that.
Is it disrespectful under your view to say that he's not a good person, but to say I think that he was murdered?
Well, obviously, if he was being disrespectful, then no. I feel like you've disrespected just the act of his death, which I don't agree with.
How?
Let's move on.
How did I disrespect his death? Tell me.
I don't. The same. First off, how do you think one shot is a mass shooting? I don't understand where your mind goes for that.
No, so it wasn't just me. It was everyone there that was running away. Because
Yeah,
you're not thinking about that. You're thinking that you heard a shot and you see everyone running and you don't want to get shot.
Dude,
Nadia, thank you so much for pushing the money gun. Crazy thing to say to someone who literally is in a situation where they hear a gunshot and everyone's running and everyone's scared for their life.
I'm not trying to discount your experience.
You just did.
I'm not trying to.
Unironically, you just did, though.
Unironically, I'm not trying to, but I'm saying my mind probably wouldn't go to that.
So you just wouldn't be scared if you heard a gunshot and saw everyone running like it's a school shooting?
Were you not looking at Charlie Kirk when it happened?
No, I was in line.
Oh, you were going to debate him?
Yes.
I would have paid to see that.
I've already done that before in the past. You can watch me on Jubilee debate him.
I know, but he kicked you out after 2 questions, so.
Yeah, I mean, that was when I caught him off guard, but you can watch us on Jubilee. You can watch me cook him repeatedly.
It was only you and Dean that were kind of cooking him. Everybody else was stupid. but
So you admit I cooked him. Thank you. So,
dude,
well, I mean,
whatever.
I'm just happy that you admit that. But can you acknowledge what I was
Whatever,
saying?
dude.
Like, when did I make fun of his death, or when did I like joke
Okay,
about
I
that,
guess I can't. I guess
or be disrespectful towards that?
I guess I can't point to a specific time.
So you shouldn't be saying things like that, right?
I don't know. Should I?
No, you shouldn't be going around saying things like that because you're fear mongering people on the right.
We're fear mongering.
How am I fear mongering? I
No,
didn't make up lies about you.
No, wait. Wait, what? No, okay. I'm losing track.
You literally
Correct.
just made up lies about me saying that I made fun of or was
Ugh.
disrespectful towards Charlie Kirk's death.
Fuck. Hold on, I need more crayons. My brain's getting woozy. Let me get back on track. Okay. And I think it's disrespect.
Let me get back on track by kicking your ass from the stream. Let's go.